Can you believe what I'm about to tell you? Are the Golden State Warriors truly this desperate for a bench piece? Or is there a clandestine, almost shocking condition that makes this bizarre free agency rumor suddenly logical? Get ready to have your expectations flipped on their head, because the latest whispers around the Bay Area are absolutely wild. The Golden State Warriors are entering this offseason with a crystal clear objective: pump up the shooting, ignite the offense, and provide crucial support for their superstar duo of Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. So, when a name like Ben Simmons surfaces in free agency discussions, it's enough to make you scratch your head, if not outright scoff. On the surface, Simmons, the epitome of a reluctant shooter, seems like the antithesis of everything the Warriors need. He's been far from the scoring threat he once was in his early days with the Philadelphia 76ers. Yet, despite this apparent mismatch, the rumors persist. Ben Simmons of Sports Illustrated recently floated the idea that the Warriors should consider the three-time All-Star now that he's finished his stint with the rival LA Clippers. It's a head-scratcher for sure, but let's dive into why this seemingly absurd idea might have a sliver of viability. The minimum risk, maximum if. The most compelling part of this bizarre equation lies in his contract status. The former number 1 overall pick might actually be available on a minimum contract. Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype reported just this week that Simmons' future with the Clippers is not certain, which opens the door for him to hit the free agent market looking for a fresh start. So, why would the Warriors even glance in his direction? Despite his well-documented struggles with injuries and his offensive regression in recent years, Simmons is still a towering 6 foot, 10-point forward. He can handle the ball, he's a phenomenal passer, and he still possesses elite defensive instincts when healthy. Simmons suggests he could offer valuable depth as a backup playmaker for soon-to-be 38-year-old Stephen Curry. And with his size, he could even provide some rotational help as a backup center on defense alongside or behind Draymond Green. If the Warriors had a player like Simmons, he could give depth at point guard behind Curry. Simmons wrote, acknowledging Curry's age. With the size Simmons brings, he also has the ability to help Draymond Green as a backup center on defense. It's an interesting thought, but it completely sidesteps the elephant in the room. Here's where this rumor goes from merely interesting to absolutely explosive. The Golden State Warriors need more shooting. Period. They don't need another player who's respected only inside the paint. Simmons, for all his unique skills, would add to their existing spacing issues, not solve them. For the Warriors to even consider bringing Ben Simmons into the fold, there's one monumental, game-changing condition that must be met. Draymond Green would have to be traded beforehand. Think about it. Having both Simmons and Green on the same roster would be utter chaos. Their skill sets have too much overlap, particularly their offensive limitations and the crucial inability to consistently stretch the floor. It would be a defensive juggernaut that completely bogs down on offense. A younger, more athletic version of Simmons might have made this work. But the player we've witnessed over the last few years is simply too restricted offensively to share the court with Green. The spacing nightmare would cripple the Warriors' flow. This isn't just about chemistry, it's about fundamental basketball fit. Let's talk about the hard facts that make this scenario even more difficult to swallow. Ben Simmons is only 28 years old, which is still prime NBA age. However, he has played a paltry 108 games over the past 4 seasons. That's a staggering figure for a player who was once considered a franchise cornerstone. His time with the Clippers was brief and unremarkable, averaging just 2.9 points in 16.4 minutes across 18 appearances. His rebounding 3.8 and assist 3.1 numbers actually exceeded his scoring output. These are not the statistics of a player you bring in hoping for a significant impact, even on a minimum deal. Given the seismic shock that would inevitably follow a Draymond Green trade in the coming weeks, a scenario that itself remains highly improbable, the notion of the Warriors then circling back to show free agency interest in Ben Simmons seems almost ludicrously unlikely. It's a tantalizing what-if, but one that appears to be built on an extremely unstable foundation. So, What's your gut feeling on this wild proposition? Is there any universe where Ben Simmons wearing a Warriors jersey makes sense, even if Draymond Green were to leave? Or is this just another offseason rumor that needs to be put to rest? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if this report got your gears turning, be sure to hit that like button and share it with your fellow NBA fans. We need to talk about this.